get started?
So I'd like to start first by showing you the website and talking about kind of what we have set up and what that looks like. So if you go to the second tab up there, this is the website that we created that will do show community feedback, and so the 4,000 is the one that we did last policy meeting.
Right.
So if you click on the drop down, that will show the cleaned up version of it. And it'll provide an opportunity to give feedback.
Okay, what I would encourage is nowhere in this language does it explain to hit the drop down button.
Oh, okay.
To bring up, because I get it says policy feedback, but the 3 sentences there, or 4, very informative. It doesn't tell anybody what to do.
Menu instructions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would preface something such as to provide your feedback on the policy, click the plus button that will drop down to the policy. You can read and review the policy, and then there is an area for you to provide your feedback.
Perfect. That's awesome. Okay, yeah. And then if you go to the second...
In all fairness, I've looked at this already.
Oh, have you? If you go to the second to last one, that is the feedback for that one.
Okay.
And that'll just pull up what people are saying.
Okay. So we should monitor this because if we have a major dip in community feedback, then we're not letting the community know well enough that we've changed everything now and we're going at it a different matter. I do think there are some policies that we may want to just go old school and make sure that the public knows, hey, we're working on this one, so please give your input.
Definitely. And that's so there was something that was brought to my attention, a concern that maybe outside people who don't have a stake in the district would be providing feedback.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to talk to the policy committee about what they thought. So the way personally I feel about it, I think that the rewards outweigh the risks, because I feel that this gives more of a broad opportunity for us to really involve the community in giving that feedback. I think the novelty of it is definitely going to wear off after it's been out there for a while, so anybody who doesn't have a stake in the community will probably get tired and move on to something else. Plus I'm
not following you.
Oh, okay. So the concern was that, say, somebody who lives in Coeur d'Alene that doesn't have anything to do with our district at all, no kids, doesn't live here, decides that they want to put input into it. They have access to do so.
Okay. Oh, so there's concern.
There's concern about that.
Gotcha.
But the way I see it is I think that the rewards outweigh the risks.
Well, here's something though that people have to respect. We have open borders. So a parent in Coeur d'Alene may very well weigh in on a policy because their kid is coming to our schools.
Exactly.
They're just not taxpayers within the district. So I do think they have a voice, and they should have a voice because their kids come into our district.
Exactly.
But what I would like to propose, I don't know if it should just be a box on the little counter up there, a box at your door, I don't know. But if we can put just forms out for people, if they don't have, and I think we need to update the policy. I mean, I realize you'd have to log on to it to see it, but even if there's just a caveat on there so that someone whose neighbor isn't into the tech world can stop by the office and drop their comments on the policy in a Dropbox.
Okay, yeah, I think that's great.
Because that way we're kind of hitting all facets of people that, don't necessarily like to use the computer.
Yeah. And then it gives that opportunity. I think that's great.
But then if there's a caveat on here that says, because even still, like if someone's computer breaks down or whatever.
Yeah.
But
it still gives that extra ability.
We're giving opportunities in both formats.
And one of the suggestions that Rusty had brought up is putting in an additional tab that I did that provides the opportunity to suggest future policies that they would like to see brought forward. So if you scroll down all the way down, the very last tab there, suggestions for policy review.
Okay.
That one gives an opportunity, and that will go directly to another form that'll show us their suggestions.
Okay, I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is for me is it gets lost because it's just part of the policies.
Okay.
I don't know if it can be maybe just like a floating banner on the bottom.
Okay.
That can, because I'm not tech savvy.
Sure.
I have ideas. But if it's a floating banner and someone just clicks on it and then it goes through its processes, because that way it's drawing your eye to it. Where here it's just blending in with the policies, and like if you're like, okay, this policy, this policy, this policy, this policy, this policy. Oh wait, what? And then you click on it, and it's the same format as the policies.
Okay.
So if keeping it on this page, I think is appropriate, but if you call it out so that people understand, oh, this is a little different than just doing a policy review.
Yeah.
If there's a policy you want, oh, here's the venue or here's the avenue to go forward.
To go forward with it. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. I really like that.
So, and I don't know how to make that work, but
I don't know either, but we'll find out.
Even if you did it in the same format, like policies, suggestions for policy reviews in the same font, the same format, and then put the you could then do this
form there,
but
underneath it.
Put a policy review form that they click on so that they know it's a form that they're clicking on, and then you can still have, it's still going to have here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that separates it so that, okay, this is for the revised policy. Oh, okay, here's so you're calling it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I definitely think that this whole website will definitely be an evolving type of experiment to see, just how much feedback we get and how many people we can get involved. And I think it'll be ever changing too, to really
I do too.
encompass it.
I think it's either going to start out slow or huge, and eventually we'll find a middle ground.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too, and I think it'll probably pick up more when school starts.
Oh, these got put on here. Okay.
Are those not ready for review? I talked to Jake. He said that it was good to go ahead and keep it as is.
No, Jake and I talked.
Oh.
What do you mean as is? Let's pull those policies out.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh, no. Okay. So you've got, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot. Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll pull those off.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Take them off.
Okay.
When Jake and I talked, Jake agreed that the corrections needed to be done.
Okay.
Yeah, so please get them down ASAP.
Pull them. All right. Sounds good. I will get those, taken out.
So we should go back to them.
Okay.
Are they not here anymore?
They are not on there. My understanding that they were good to go, so I will go ahead and put them on next week's.
I want to go to them now.
Now?
So that you can. All right, so we're in your drive, right?
Yes. So I'll actually just pull it up for you real quick that way, because I've got them all. They're in the process of being reorganized.
Hello.
For policy, is it?
It is.
It is?
You don't have to come. You're good.
For some reason, I was thinking it was Thursday.
No, in fact, I was hoping we could pick a new day or a new time because with school starting.
We
I might
haven't
not
really
be
done
in time.
anything important yet, so we're just getting started if you want to join us.
Or you don't have to.
What
It's-
ones do we have?
Well, we're gonna go back and clean up the the 8330 and 8330P, because there was just a little miscommunication on that, and so we will, get those revised and,
Down here.
get them up for input.
Well, I'll come for a little bit.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
Alrighty, so 8300.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
330.
8330. Okay, and then we are right here. That 83 draft right here. Okay.
So, is this the one with my comments on it to Jake?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That one is going to be back. I'll pull that. That was the one that I posted on the thingy. So let's go back here. That one will be on the agenda. Let's see. When was the last? It was the 13th.
I honestly don't remember. 7 minus 20 would be 13.
13th. Agenda. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then we were at 8320. Rusty would like us to review 8330 and then 8330P.
Okay.
So draft. There we go, right there. I'm not sure if this one has the comments from him on it.
I was looking for the one with my comments to Jake.
Your comments to Jake. Okay. Go to the comment portion. Oh wait, no.
Oh.
Here, I'll take it.
Oh, okay. All right.
There you go.
Why are there no highlights to what it was?
Oh, they here, let's redo them.
Oh, you marked everything that's done?
Reopen, because I was posting them on the thing for review. And then they are not, so we will unresolve them. Reopen. Reopen. Okay, so they should all be reopened. They reopen. Come back over there. What did it do?
Let me just go back through it.
Oh, it looks like I remarked it as done. So if you go back up, you should be able to reopen. There we go. Same.
Okay. Well, okay. So it looks like
show you. So this one is in
Okay, so it looks like maybe you.
8330.
All right. Okay, and just so you know,
Mhm.
we always keep the struck out.
Yes, I have that one.
Okay,
Yes.
but you didn't pull that one up. That
I
was
have a copy of that.
okay.
But if we need to, we can go to the review,
It's
the
okay.
clock one?
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna read through this. Okay, so it looks like the corrections, modifications, adjustments, whatever we want to call them, did
Mhm.
get incorporated into this one.
Yes.
Okay, so, all right, perfect. So then that one is fine to stay up on the website.
Yeah, that's what I posted was the ones that were incorporated with all the changes that we had done.
Okay, right. But when we had the conversation, you said that no, Jake said that they were good as, and so I took that to
oh
mean
no, I'm sorry.
that's okay. That's where I was getting a little cautioned because
Yes,
we took
okay.
a lot of language out that
Oh,
was
okay,
not
okay.
necessarily necessary. Oh, what is this? I would be interested to be part of the wellness committee if and when that goes through. No committee.
No
Comment. Okay. More information on district and schools websites. That's for the community relations. Okay. Thank you for the comment. Okay. All right.
So that's the
then
current.
Is that what? Because did we even do 25?
So 8320, 8330. There's one that was brought back that Rusty wanted us to review.
Right. That's what you said.
And that one wasn't on there.
Where's I'm totally lost here.
Do you want to go back to that
No,
page?
I want to go here.
Okay.
But yes, that was where I was going.
That's another thing that I need them to show me how to do. So just click on school
Oopsies,
board.
Hold on, it's spending. I'm really.
So yeah, just click on school board.
Yeah.
And then the plus next to the policy and resolution. I couldn't figure out how to get it up there.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk to IT and have them help me figure out how to do that.
Okay.
Cause yeah.
Did we do this?
Yes. That one is reflecting all the changes that we made.
Okay. I don't remember us going through this. In fact, I would have caught that, but maybe I do not remember us going through this.
Okay. Let's see here.
This is gonna drive me nuts.
I see a couple things you would have caught.
Yeah, I really do not remember us. Brooke, do you remember us going through this one? I don't think we went through this one because we were going to wait for Jake's input
Gotcha. Okay.
on the policy
Let me go
because it's in his
pull
sandbox.
back that then.
All right. So that one should come down till we at least get a chance to review it.
Okay. The P.
Yeah, 80, oopsies. 8330P.
Okay.
83.
30P.
I suppose we could. Oh, well, there's strike-throughs on it. Oh, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Jake did this, but the committee did not review it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's. Alright, so the purpose of a drill is to train students under staff direction to move safely, quickly, and quietly from any location within the building to an assigned evacuation area outside. Following rules and procedures will be compiled within the school. Evacuation routes will be posted in each room. These routes will indicate the primary and alternate exits and evacuation area to which the students should proceed upon leaving the building. Okay, the routes will indicate the primary and alternate exits and the evacuation area to which the students should proceed upon leaving the building. During the first week of the school year, rules for emergency evacuation will be discussed with each class using the room.
Huh?
What?
Using
I should
the-
strike that. I don't think that needs to be part of this. Do you think it needs to be part of this?
Yeah, no, I could keep it out.
Okay. The district will maintain a plan for ongoing emergency drills in every school building. The plan will include clear signals for emergency responses, as well as other functions of emergency response, such as re-entry into the building or reunification at another location. Fair enough. Staff should assist people with handicaps in exiting the building, following the guidance provided in the district's emergency drill plan as closely as possible. The elevators shall not be used in case of fire and or potential power loss.
Do we have any?
We have one elevator and it's not in commission,
Right.
but we were looking to put it back in commission, weren't we? At one point in time?
Why do we need to say this? I think staff should assist people with handicaps in exiting the building.
Yeah, and
It's
you just strike
sufficient.
that last sentence.
The elevators should not be used in case of fire and or potential power loss. That should be its own. All persons should exit according to a manner taken from the district. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like why we keep calling that out. All persons should exit according to the posted evacuation routes and proceed to assigned locations a safe distance from the building. It is each student's responsibility to move quickly, quietly, and in an orderly manner through the assigned exit to the assigned evacuation area. Okay. This should be a clear area that is at least 500 feet away from the affected building. I don't think it should be, it will be. But why are we calling that out in here? And this should be 30p. And this fire drills and evacuation plans. So this should be, sorry. Is that a thingy? Okay, good. Okay, so. Sorry. Students are for oopsies. Good goodness. Moving quickly, quietly, and in an orderly manner through the assigned exit to the assigned evacuation area.
The shall be.
We're gonna redo this just 'cause. At least 500 feet away from the affected building. All persons shall keep out of streets, fire lanes, hydrant areas, and walkways for emergency vehicles and personnel. Students and staff should know their assembly point. Volunteers and visitors should take direction from staff members who are familiar with the district's emergency procedures. Okay. But we have switched it all to evacuation. What I do want to make sure is in 8330, we're calling everything evacuation, not emergency, because that's the title of the policy. Okay. Teachers will be responsible for, it's gonna drive me nuts.
That's interesting.
What's that?
The format.
Yeah.
Yes, that has not been reformatted.
There we go. That's a little too far. There we go. Okay, we can do that. Oh, what is? Oh my heaven. People. This is why we should use Word. There we go.
I'll go through and fix the formatting.
Why is that? Oh, because that's a 10. There's not much space. Okay. The teacher will be responsible for seeing that windows and doors are closed with doors locked. Are closed. Seeing that windows.
Do
I
we
don't
need
like-
that
should-
for evacuation and fire drills? Shouldn't that be the opposite?
What?
If we're doing fire drill and evacuation, shouldn't the doors be open?
No, because if there's a fire in a room, you would want the door closed, not open.
True.
I think this should say. That's what I think it should say. Assuring that electrical equipment and gas jets are turned off.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd probably be helpful, wouldn't it? Maintaining order during the evacuation, because they have ultimate control over all of that. And taking the grade book or other means of accounting for students and checking roll when the class is in the assigned evacuation area. Do we still have those for teachers? Because everything's in Skyward.
Mhm. So, yeah, that's obsolete.
The name of any student not accounted for will be reported immediately to the building administrator. Okay, so if we don't have a grade book, what is the teacher's means for accounting for students?
So, electronic devices, I mean, they would have.
All right.
Taking any electronic devices or other means for accounting students. Because they're
Taking the means for accounting.
Taking mean, yeah, the means. Okay, let's see. How about, because I like my control level 5. That's a problem. That's a not a good thing. Accounting for students and checking roll when the class is in the assigned evacuation area. Accounting for to the that should go to the building principal. What'd you say?
Mhm.
Okay. No staff or student may return to an evacuated building unless told to do so by a district or building official. What is a building official?
It could be like your admin assistant, it could be a counselor, it could be a
So
principal.
wouldn't it be administration?
Yeah.
Okay. Just for historical content, we do try to maintain the same lingo and all the same in all the policies. And in all fairness, this is a brand new policy, so it's got just some works to do. A report stating the date and time that the drill was conducted and the time required to complete the evacuation will be made. Okay, I don't like this sentence. I mean, I get why we're saying it. Okay, okay. Upon completion of the fire drill, because this is all it's specific to is fire drills, correct?
An evacuation. Fire drills and evacuation.
Okay, so upon completion of the drill, okay. Once the fire drill and evacuation procedures are complete, a report will be made stating the date and time the drill was conducted and the time required to complete the evacuation period. There we go. You know, potato, potato. conclusion of the fire drill and evacuation procedures, a report will be made. I'll get to there. Stating the date and time that the drill was conducted and the time required to complete the evacuation. End of story. Okay, we do need to have the block down there.
Mhm.
Okay, so now that that's been done, run it by Rusty before posting it on the website for comment, so that he knows that we actually did review it. And if he's got qualms about anything that we struck, tell him we'll bring it back to policy committee and have conversation.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, so this one?
Yes. So he put in suggestions, and his suggestion was, it sounds like we have, it sounds like that we have to have a board meeting just to call. So he just wanted some sort of lingo in there that states that
Is that their next regularly scheduled board meeting? So the board.
Board of Trustees, upon recommendation of the superintendent, may authorize an emergency school closure because of extreme weather, or other emergencies as may be determined by the board. Whenever emergency closure, school closure is declared, the schools affected shall be canceled. All extracurricular activities and/or practices shall, unless notified otherwise by this and/or practice.
So
Shall cancel all extracurricular. Okay.
kind of like putting the superintendent has the authority to put somebody on like paid admin leave, but at the next meeting the board has to approve that. That's basically no closure. That's what we do here too, is the superintendent has the authority. They're the ones that can do the closure, but the board actually has to take action certifying that closure at the next board meeting.
Okay, so alright, so then what if, let's mess around with this for a moment.
because this one I don't believe we made any changes to last time.
We did, we added statute at the bottom that talks about certifying that snow closure, but I can see where this looks like we're just conducting an emergency meeting to determine if we're gonna close, and we don't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
Is to May determining, so we'll have to fix that, so the superintendent shall for determining. What if, so the Board of Trustees may authorize the closure
So I think that second paragraph needs to be the first paragraph.
um, statute read on this one?
So the statute we put in below,
Right.
yeah.
It's an IDAPA, isn't it?
So there is a form
Right.
that
But the form comes, is it from is it IDAPA that governs the form?
no, the form identified those statutes. I went out to Idaho School Finance and this is what the form identifies. Oops. It just identifies those Idaho codes in relation to, basically the board is certifying the loss of those instructional minutes.
What are the statutes identified on there?
33.5.112 and that 33.1003A.
Okay. Okay. So the authorization shall be made at the next board meeting following the determination of an emergency school closure and the completion of a certificate of emergency closure. So who signs that certificate?
So it is signed by the superintendent.
Okay, so that makes sense. So, the superintendent is responsible for determining an emergency school closure, any emergency school closure due to extreme weather. Now, I know that when there was question about whether or not there should be closure, the superintendent usually contacts me, or I should say Becky had contacted me. Lisa would contact Bob. So, because I don't know that the superintendent is, I don't know, I guess this would be a question for the whole board. If the board has just freely said, you get to decide, and then we just support it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know, like, Bob's perspective is unless the snow's up to your belly button, you probably shouldn't cancel school.
So I know the decision is weighed a lot upon the Idaho State Transportation
Mhm.
Department as far as consulting with them.
Right.
And also we have a team of drivers
Right,
that
I know
goes
that.
out.
Right.
And so really I think it would tie the superintendent's hand if when they have to make the split instant decision and they're not able to get a hold of you or they're not able to get a hold of a trustee. So have
No,
Okay.
I hear what you're saying. I'm just, from my experience,
Mhm.
policy didn't support their actions, but it's what's been done in the past. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if there's this, the cool thing with Rusty is there is no spirit of expectation. Because he's learning. Responsible for determining emergency school closure due to extreme weather, hazardous travel, unsafe. Well, and the reality is we have the time built in to the schedule already. So I don't necessarily know why anyone needs to contact the board other than to say, I'm closing school.
Right, exactly.
So,
that's what I'm
right.
saying. That is, that would make the most sense. Because I definitely think you guys should know about it, because you're going to hear about people are going to say, why did we close school, or why didn't we close school? So.
Lola's already hoping for a snow day this year. I'm like, don't get your hopes up, girl.
I can tell you that is every superintendent's worst nightmare, is having to make the decision of closing school.
Closing school.
Mm-hmm.
I told her there were no snow days when I went to school.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone through some tough winters and did not close school.
But we haven't had a tough winter.
No, we haven't.
Like
years.
Yeah, last year was like super mild.
Well, it cracks me up because all these people that have moved here, they're like, "Oh, the winter's so bad." I'm like,
yes, I know.
Anything.
We were getting phone calls last year. I think we had like a half an inch on the ground, and they were like, "Are we closing school today?" And I'm sitting here thinking, "You're not from here."
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's see if this flows better. So the superintendent is responsible for determining any emergency school closure due to extreme weather, hazardous travel, unsafe or unhealthy conditions, or for other emergencies. The Board of Trustees, upon notification from the superintendent of the closure, may authorize an emergency school closure because of extreme weather hazard. Okay.
So I would take that. That's. He's not looking for authorization from you guys. He's letting you know, and then at the next board meeting, you guys are going to certify the closure.
I like due to instead of because, but that's just me.
Hold on. I'm not with you because my brain is dead. What?
Shall certify an emergency school closure due to.
Okay. At the next board meeting following, okay, so.
Following the emergency
Stop it.
closure.
The Board of Trustees, upon notification of the superintendent of the emergency closure, shall certify,
The closure.
yeah. The closure due to at the next board meeting.
Yep.
Well, we don't need to do that though, that's done by the superintendent.
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
At the next board meeting.
Meeting.
Whenever an
Welcome to North
emergency
Adams.
school closure is declared, those schools affected shall cancel all extracurricular activities and or practices until notified otherwise by the superintendent. If practical, canceled activities may be rescheduled for a future date. Is there anything else that goes on? reason why I'm adding after-school activities, which I think, isn't that one word or is it two? It's two. Is because, they don't identify clubs and whatnot in the elementary level as extracurricular. They're just after-school activities. So I think inclusive of the after-school activities is significant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that also encompass base?
It
or-
should, but do we need to call that out?
I wouldn't.
I mean, I don't think we do, but.
Okay. So all after-school, should
You
we
could say
diff-
activities / programs. Because base is a program.
Okay. Before and after-school activities or programs, extracurricular activities, and or practices unless notified otherwise by the superintendent. Does that sound clear? Okay. All right. So that one's good to go. Can go back to Rusty for his input to see if that clears up any confusion.
Mhm.
Open enrollment. Don't we just need to review this?
So those ones, Jake had brought up that the numbers had changed in 2024. They were approved. However, the policy hasn't been updated since 2023. So our policy doesn't reflect those numbers. So those numbers, how I got those numbers is I took what was approved, the amount that was approved per class, and then I just times that by the current number that we had. So if you do like 340 divided by, 20, then it's 16, then I
Okay,
times
but
that by.
here's the thing. The policy is like, how can I word this? I'm sorry, my brain is, don't ever get up at 3:30. I just, I hate early morning flights. So the policy is the, like, we're gonna say, our policy says, I don't know how to use the right words because my brain's fried. We're gonna say 20. So this is, let's see here, maybe, cause I think we've, okay, so see how this is kindergarten 320 students?
Mhm.
Okay, the reason it's 320 students is because prior administration, there was like the cap, and if one elementary could hold 10 more, but only another elementary could hold one more, that was within the building's function.
Mhm.
Where did we come up with 352?
So,
Because that's 32 more students in open enrollment.
yes. So, how I came up with that is the amount of students per class that was approved was 20 for like kindergarten originally. That got bumped up to, I believe it is 28.
No, not
No.
kindergarten. It's
23?
23.
23.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we divide 320 by that 20, we get 16, and then I times that by the 23, which gave us the 352. That's where I got that, which is why it's a suggestion and it's not actually changed in there at any point.
Right.
Mhm.
Let me read your comments, because
Yeah, so kindergarten, first grade are 23, and then second and third are, second is 26, third is 28, fourth is 28, and fifth is 30.
I know is that these numbers were calculated to allow the district to remain in control
Mhm.
of the number of students. Because if we publish that we take 352 students,
Mhm.
then to me that's 20, that's 32 students. That's potentially 2 more classes
Mhm.
Mhm.
of kids that aren't in our community that we're not receiving money for. So I wish
So
'cause,
we had on, we met with our building administrators
Yeah.
on Monday to look at enrollment and stuff. And I know, and there was some discussion back and forth, but it was more of something wasn't in alignment. I would prefer if we could hold off on this until Jake or Rusty can address this, as mainly I think Jake.
So, can you please update the numbers in policy 3010? I've attached the request from Lisa from last July. These new numbers were approved by the board in that meeting, but the policy was never updated. I told him that it should go to policy committee, and then we talked to Rusty, and he said definitely policy committee. And then, so, let me pull up that was what was approved.
okay. But see, that doesn't work on the 28. Because if you pull up, this is 3010. Do I have it up here? Okay, this title needs to be changed.
Mhm. That was another suggestion you did put in there. It, I think, covers the 33 or 3010, 3010P, and 20. Let me go back here. 20 something. It's on the agenda, the other one that it implicates effects. Uh, 2240, which is class size.
Okay, so that number's wrong on the
Mhm.
6 through 12
Mhm.
because this is how it's calculated.
Okay.
So that's where, I mean, does it say when this was approved? Because maybe we could go back.
July of 2024. And looks like she put it through on, oops. July 10th. So July 10th, 2024 is when it would have been approved.
Okay, then I would like you to go back to that board meeting
Mm-hmm.
to find out the context of the approval.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we can't do is we can't put the district out at the end of the branch with open enrollment, because if that happens, that's disastrous for the district. So, and I apologize, I've had no sleep.
No, you're fine.
There's, and it's not necessarily about manipulating the numbers, but it's allowing the district to remain in control of their own students to ensure that we're not overtaxing our staff with out of community students to the detriment of the students within our district. And I can't remember, Lynn knew this. I can't remember, there's something about the numbers though. That's why I'm those numbers I think may be relational to policy 22, whatever that one was.
2240.
Not this one. Not the open enrollment, but I'm not positive. So if you can go back and watch that board meeting and find out what it was that was, because that
increase the maximum number of students in each grade for purposes of open enrollment.
I understand that.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I can read the same email. I get what it's saying.
Yeah.
But my problem is understanding the context behind all of it, because it's not just a simple whip out and change the numbers on the policy, because that could be extremely costly and detrimental to the district. There is a reason why the numbers were chosen for what they were. And for the life of me, I can't remember it all, because I will say it again, I'm just too tired. So and this, that can go away. This is the one we're on, right? Yeah. I am incredibly cautioned by increasing these numbers this much, because that to me is, those are scary numbers. Because if we don't have the staff and we're telling them, well, this is what we're doing, we have no recourse but to support this. Otherwise we will be sued.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm a little cautioned by the whole, by this whole thing.
Yeah.
So
if you click on the purple things, you can just exit, and I could go through and exit those out, and they'll reject those changes. That way it'll just clean it back up.
Okay, so let me see if I understand. I know you got your emails from Jake, etc., and Rusty. I just, these are scary numbers. I can't. I think until there's more context behind why we would be increasing this much, I'm not comfortable with making those changes, because I have to support it to the board when we talk about it, and right now I sound like a bumbling idiot. So
no, that's totally fine. So those numbers there are just what I had calculated. It has nothing to do with anything that Jake had brought through or anything like that.
Okay, well, but I guess then my challenge is, because you've spent time in this, which is hugely valuable, but if he was actually meaning the other policy where it's
I think that's, I think
this one, the class size.
Yep, I think that's what he's talking about right there, is that one.
This one, whoa, when did we do this?
We did it. That's the same thing.
No.
So
okay.
I'm looking right now out on the website. I went to policy 3010, and that's the open enrollment procedures. And then there was another one.
Well, 3010 has some components. Because there's the 3010. There's the F and the P. There's the application and then the procedures. But the 20-40, that is part of the challenge here is it stays like this because this pertains to part of the negotiated agreement, because if they go beyond the number of students in their class, then they get stipend for it. So those numbers
that's
have
right.
to
That's
remain.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the numbers that I gave you, the kindergarten 23 and 23,
Those are in the
those are the ones
negotiated
in the
agreement.
negotiated
Right.
agreement, and that just safeguards us as a district as far as money and having to pay over each additional kid. So yeah,
Right.
I got it.
So on this 2240, we need to go back.
Yeah, I can totally go back in here and clear those out real quick. That way
Okay.
it'll do it. 2240.
And then maybe, I mean, I actually, I do appreciate you doing the work ahead of time, but if you could keep the draft, the workable copy, and then you can maybe do a modified draft showing the changes that you've already done. So if we have to, if everything you've done is like, hey, that's ideal, then we can juggle between the two.
Yeah, definitely. If I do that, and we'll go and exit that, then it pops it back to what it was.
Okay.
Because I had that under suggestions, not under editing.
Okay.
And that whole entire table is wonky,
Great.
which it'll have to be completely reloaded and redone.
Okay. Oh, that's because that first one isn't in cells. That's tabbed.
Yep.
The second one is. Okay, so what was the 22
23?
for K through 1?
Let me pull that back up. 22, yes. That was K through 3.
So 2 and 3 is 22. Okay.
And then 4 through 5,
Is
26.
26, which is what it is. Now the middle school and high school, what will have to happen is if they're estimating 28 kids per class in the grade, that's going to have to be calculated out, because I don't know how many classes there are versus how many teachers there are to see if it impacts those numbers.
Okay.
So you might want to just shoot an email back to Jake and say, pursuant to policy 2240, it's the number of students per teacher for the day, not for the class period.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so middle school is 116. Oh, wow. This wasn't on our website like this, was it?
Mm-hmm.
It was?
What is it? 2240?
No, it's
Oh.
it's clean.
Oh, you mean? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I see what you're talking
It's-
about. I was
yeah,
like,
it's okay. Yeah, it's a little yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. This, I wish. board 4 times a year. Yes, it shall. Okay, so 55. Yeah. Okay. I need to go to sleep.
I think the second and third grader teachers might be a little angry with that.
Possibly. So yeah, those highlighted ones, and maybe if you went back and just caught the excerpt of the board meeting that we were addressing this, because honestly, I don't know that we changed middle and high school, or the alternative, but we might have. I don't think we did though.
Okay.
And I don't even know if we talked about special education or English language learners, which we don't have. I don't know that we even have any students that are ELLs.
We have a few.
Do we? Okay.
Yep.
Because I know for a while that we did it, but so yeah. So this one just once the numbers get attentioned, I guess would be a good word. You can run it by Rusty and then I guess post it, because there's not really. Oh, I guess we should read the top, shouldn't we? The district will strive to achieve ratios consistent with the state class size recommendations. When a class size exceeds the following numbers of students, then the class shall constitute a hardship to the district in accepting out-of-district students. The enrollment of a student from another district or attendance zone shall be deemed to constitute a hardship if it would require the hiring of additional staff. The provision of educational services not currently provided in the school, or the overcrowding of existing classes, or cause an excessive number of students in a particular building. That's a really long sentence. The enrollment of a student from another district or attendance zone shall also be deemed to constitute a hardship if it would require the hiring of additional staff, the provision of educational services not currently provided in the school, or the overcrowding of existing classes, or cause. I don't like that sentence. Right. When a class size exceeds the following numbers of students, then the class shall constitute a hardship in the district in accepting. Okay. The enrollment of a student from another district or attendance zone shall also be deemed to constitute a hardship if. Let's try this. Where's the student from another district or attendance zone shall be deemed to constitute a hardship if would require the hiring of additional staff. Provision of educational services is not currently being provided in the school. existing classes. Oopsies. Or the enrollment, would cause an excessive number of students in a particular building. So this would be, whoopsies. Check my little thought here. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just needs to be fixed. Yeah, okay, so you're reformatting it so that it's, okay, perfect.
Because it's all wonky there too.
Well, yeah, because it's not consistent on different policies,
Mhm.
format, layout, etc. Okay, so there we are.
Good job.
All right. On that note, we can end early. It's 2:22, and we will just say goodbye for today. Goodbye.